Some believe the town of Poole is home to many distressed spirits. They still wander the town with unfinished business, while others believe it's a mere paranormal recording of times gone by, replaying again and again. Only a few people have been happy to confirm or deny knowledge of the stories. For me, it still seems that paranormal is a bit of a taboo subject that people don't like to talk about, but almost everyone, whether they believe or not, has an opinion, even if it's just a view that's shared in private among friends. In this documentary, we will disclose a few little local histories with each story and tell the fascinating tales of haunted Poole, and let you decide for yourself whether or not you believe them. Poole is a large coastal town and seaport in the county of Dorset on the south coast of England. The town is 33 kilometres east of Dorchester and adjoins with Bournemouth to the east. Poole is home to over 150,000 people, but it's also home to many ghosts. Poole itself is over 2,000 years old. The town has always been used for trading and travel. However, the town grew rapidly in the Industrial Revolution as urbanisation took place and the town became an area of mercantile prosperity and an overcrowded poverty.
When my husband's grandmother died, a few days afterwards, or weeks afterwards, I dreamt about her.
Yeah.
And it was the most strangest dream because she told me what heaven was like.
During World War II, Poole was the third largest embarkation point for D-Day landings of Operation Overlord, and afterwards served as a base for supplies to the Allied forces in Europe.
I had a ghost in my old house that hated anything to do with time and midnight, so all of my clocks would skip midnight, so it would go midnight and then one past immediately. And also I had a analog clock in my room. When the first night I had it in there, I woke up and the hands were crumpled on the floor.
For hundreds of years, Poole has thrived on the trade brought into and exported from the quay. The high street provided a link directly from the quayside to the town. Horses hauling ships and cargo were a common sight on the street until the late 1800s. It is thought on a still, cold night you can still hear the clip-clop of hooves and the cries of men as they continue to ferry their invisible goods up to the town to trade.
Not opposite, but just to the right, where the 10-year-old students were, the homeroom for them was the spirit of this little child wearing the school PE outfit, and she was looking towards the library, which is on the other side of the teacher's room. And she looked just like, you know, when you're standing, looking at the windows, you see your reflection. She looked just like that, and she was just looking that way towards the library, and I just freaked out. So I couldn't take my extinction plug back to the homeroom. So I ran straight back into the teacher's room, and I was so scared and felt like I'd gone insane. And I asked some of the students from that same room if they know anything about her, and she was waiting for her parents and the story is that she was waiting for her parents to come and pick her up, and they never did, so she jumped from the balcony.
Just off the quay, at the beginning of the Thames Street, is the King Charles Inn. Originally, this building was called New Inn, but was renamed when King Charles of France, having recently abdicated, docked at Poole Quay in 1830. After leaving Poole, King Charles set sail to Lulworth Castle, further up Purbeck Coast. Large black doors hide a storeroom from the street of what secrets may have been kept in the room over the years. The inn is said to be haunted, and most people presume the ghost is King Charles of France. However, this does not appear to be the case. There is no conclusive reports that he ever visited the inn, only that it was named in his honour. The actual tale of the resident's ghost is a much sadder one. The tale goes, a sailor fell in love with the innkeeper. He offered to marry her once he'd come back from being out at sea. On the night that he had promised to come back, there was a terrible storm. In her distraught, she decided to kill herself. The sailor came back and found it locked and had to break in. He found his love still hanging in the upstairs room. Distraught beyond belief and heartbroken, the young sailor is said to have pulled her down from the rope, and then in a fit of despair and grief, with a knife he took his own life. This is Poole's own Romeo and Juliet story. It is said that the pair remain in the building trying to reunite with each other to this day.
Very young, I used to have pet ferrets, and one day one of them passed away, and I remember waking up in the middle of the night and just sitting on the bed was this apparition which looked exactly like my ferret that had actually passed away, and I feel like he was coming back just to say one more goodbye.
I, believe it or not, had a wife back in Thailand, and it all began in 2005 when we were living together in London, and we were just sleeping in her room, and she woke up about 5 o'clock in the morning. Just to tell me that she had a dream about loads of people drowning in a deep blue sea. And then I thought nothing of it. It was just a nightmare. And then I went back to sleep, and then she told me in the morning that a shadow of a lady was sitting on her chest, and she couldn't breathe, and she tried to get the pendant, Buddhist pendant, from her bedside table, but she couldn't reach it. And that really scared me.
Well, I believe that if you got nothing left here, you just go. There's nothing, just blackness. It's like going to sleep, not remembering anything. But, you know, I hope that's all. Yeah, but if you have something that's if you have a really strong attachment to something in this world, so say somebody died, but they had a really strong attachment to a home, they will become a ghost and haunt it.
Oh, I get you. Yeah, like if they have like a pocket watch or something, they'll be.
Yeah, they will haunt that object for the rest of their life. They'll follow it.
Known as the most haunted building in Poole, the Crown Hotel in Market Street is known to ghost hunters all over the world. This 17th century coaching inn is still as splendid today as it was when it was built, and attracts visitors all year round, many wishing to experience what so many others have. As part of an old town, the inn would have always been the centre of local lives, and it appears some people were more reluctant to leave than others. Many of the experience centre around the local legend that in the 17th century, the owner of the building, embarrassed as to what made people think, hid his 2 deformed twins away from the public eye by chaining them into an upstairs room. Eventually, the children perished, but unfortunately, that is not where the tragic story ends, and he is said to have buried them under the floor in the larder. To this date, more than 400 years on, the screams of tortured children can still be heard echoing through the hotel.
Do you believe in ghosts?
No.